I set my husband up and sent him to jail because he felt he could eat his cake and have it. But welcome back to another story time, guys. And remember that any story I tell on this page, it is not mine. It's either sent to me by a follower or I saw it randomly. And I decided to share. So now I and my husband, we were together for a couple of years, should I say 17 years. And I'm currently based in the US with my children. Now, not so long ago, my husband was sent to jail for a case of rape on a white lady, of which I was the one that planned the whole thing. I know some of you will like, Madam, why did you do this thing to your husband now? You went too far. Let me explain to you guys what this man did to me. Now, before I got married to my husband, I was back in Nigeria. That was where I met him. That was where we dated. And when I started dating this guy, he had nothing, right? I'm from a wealthy family. I'm still from a wealthy family. But when I started dating him and I introduced him to my father was not supportive of it because it was like, this one that I'm dating a guy that doesn't have anything. Like like the first day my father saw my husband, he was like something's off about this guy. But you know one thing about love is blind. I found a way to convince my dad that I love him and I want to be with him. I see potential in him and everything's not about money. My father was hammering on this thing. How can I spend money on you, train you to one of the best universities, and you end up with this kind of man? These are not the kind of people you end up with. My father wanted me to end up with someone that has money so that, in terms of status, we can match each other's status, but I did not hear. And I was hell bent on marrying my husband. And long story short, my father saw that, you know what, since my daughter loved this guy and her happiness is what that matters, he supported us and we got married, the wedding, everything, canopy, ashwebi, cake, food. I was the one that sponsored it. It was me and my family, even down to the clothes that my husband wore. On our wedding day, I was the one that sponsored it. Now, after our wedding, we got a place, we got a 2-bedroom apartment. I was the one that paid for it. I didn't have a problem with it. Like I said before, I love my husband and I saw potential in him. And during that period, my husband was trying to get a job. When he goes for interview and stuff like that, I was one that sometimes even go to drop him off at the interview place, or sometimes I give him money to go enter the transportation and stuff like that. Now, God being so kind, 2 years into our marriage, we birthed our first child and everything was fine. That period, he also got a job, but the job wasn't paying as much, but I didn't mind. I was running the home. Like I said, I come from a wealthy family, and money wasn't the problem to me. I was the one running the home and everything, right? And every single time, my husband always praised me, tell me you're a God sent, you're a this, you're a that. I bless the day I met you. God bless. All those kind of talk, sweet talking and everything. Assured me that I will always be his forever love and yada yada yada. Now, I birthed our second child, and a couple of months after, I suggested to my husband that, okay, let us relocate abroad. That I want us to relocate abroad, which is the US, and I can make that happen, given that my father has connection that going abroad will not be a problem. When I told him this thing, he was in support of it, he was happy and everything. So we came to a conclusion that I and the kids should go first. When I go there, I'll make everything ready, then I can send for him. That was exactly what happened. When I got there, with the connection of my father, it wasn't so difficult, right? I started working and everything was fine. And a couple of years later, not so long, safe, my husband came and joined me. I remember the day I went to the airport to pick this man. He was so happy. He hugged me. He prayed for me. Oh, men now. I will not say all men, but this man literally assured me at the airport that I'm the love of his life, yada yada yada, and said a whole lot of things that just made me happy. So after my husband arrived in the US, settling down for him wasn't difficult because I've already put everything in place. He started working and everything was moving fine. Now tell me why a couple of years, that's 2 or 3 years after this man settled in, he started misbehaving. I started seeing character from this man that I don't understand. I felt okay. It's part of those things that come with marriage. I was still pushing. I never for one day did I use his current state to insult him. Every single help that I gave him genuine because I honestly wanted to see him succeed. Now when this man started working, everything was moving fine for him. I started misbehaving. Sometimes conversation that we normally have before that would not be issue, this man started displaying characters that I did not understand. I did not have any problem with it. Our marriage was going fine. Now a couple of years, I think 6 or 7 years in, my husband suggested to me that he would want to travel back to Nigeria, and the reason for it is because so that we can start building. Like we should have, excuse me guys, we should have property so that we can have tenants, so that we can have, income can be coming in from that end. I didn't have a problem with it because this is my husband, right? So we put a lot of things in place and he traveled to Nigeria. He stayed a couple of months. He goes, he come, he goes, he come. According to him, he was foreseeing the project, that's the building project that we were doing, and I was putting my resources into it. Right now, tell me why after this man have traveled 2 or 3 times to the US and comes back, there's a particular time I was scrolling on Instagram, and after I post, like in my post on Instagram, a lot of people comment. Sometimes I post about myself, my family, that's myself, my 2 children, and my husband. And I see people like beautiful family, happy couple, all those kind of comments. And I was just going through my profile one time, then I saw somebody said, check your DM in one of the posts that I posted of me, my husband, and my children. I did not answer. Then I went to another post that I posted. Then I saw that same person commented, check your DM. Then I said, okay, let me check. When I checked, I saw, you know one thing about Instagram, right? Sometimes when someone is not following you, they send you a message to go to spam messages. Then I saw spam messages. Then when I opened it, that's the person that said check your DM was in that place telling me that there's something, you know, she would want to tell me. At first, she first say, are you sure you know what your husband is doing? You know when I was reading all this thing, right? I felt maybe this is someone that is posing as a scammer. You just want to scam me or scatter my home. But when I went into deep conversation with this person told me that she needs to tell me something. Yes, she was like, at this point, I need to understand that my husband already has a wife and she's my husband's wife. So the reason why she's reaching out to me is that she doesn't like the fact that I am posting my husband and myself and my kids. Like, long story short, she wants me to leave her husband alone. Yes, that now that my husband, which is her husband too, has gotten what he wants, it will be best I leave her husband alone. I'm like, auntie, you say what? You know, this kind of a thing, when you see it, you cannot believe it. So I'm trying to rush this story so that I don't post, it doesn't have part two. Now, long story short, after much investigation was done, this lady told me that she is my husband's wife and she's currently pregnant for my husband. She's about to birth a child. And I'm like, you cannot be my husband's wife because I am my husband's wife. She was like, why am I doubting things? That this lady sent me photos of she and my husband getting married, but not in a big way, in her father's parlor. They did something simple and sent me a lot of photos and evidences of my husband sending her in chat, telling her that I am just a means at which he wants to use to elevate himself, that she's the main wife. Hey, guys, when I saw this thing, I was like, you say what? At first, I couldn't believe what what was happening to me. And at the end of the day, I came to realize that sometimes parents can be right. All those things my father was telling me when I brought my husband to show my father at the first place started ringing in my ear. Then, after all much investigation was done, I found out that she wasn't lying and that was the truth. So apparently that time my husband goes to Nigeria, say he wants to do project. Although it was doing building project, he met somebody. He has been dating the girl when he was in the US. So he used the opportunity to see her, marry her, got her pregnant. And in fact, he has a whole family there. And I'm asking myself, after everything I did for this man, after every single thing I did for this man, like, so what I did is, after I've cried, mourned my husband, and I was still pretending to him that everything was going fine. I called my sister, told her everything, showed her the evidence, and my sister was looking at me. So what my sister told me was, so daddy was right all along. They did not listen. But anyways, that's not the end of the world. So my sister told me something. She said we should set my husband up. We did set him up with a white lady, and because he's a loose cannon, he likes to pursue anything on that skirt. He fell. He met the white lady and they did bedroom activities. A couple of weeks after they did bedroom activities, or should I say a couple of months, that lady came with rape allegation. And because my husband is a black man and all evidences was pointing on him, they arrested him for rape, for grape. I don't know, I'm using so that they don't mind this video. They arrested him for grape and did the court hearing. And long story short, my husband got sentenced to a couple of years in prison. Currently, as we speak, he's still in prison. Doesn't know that I'm the one behind the whole thing, and I'm happy that I did it. Some of you will be like, oh, madam, why did you do it? I am happy that I did it, because tell me why a man that I gave my all, a man that I invested, a man that I believed in, help him rise up, only for him to get there, decide he wants to go back to Nigeria, got another girl pregnant, married her, and had the effrontery to tell the girl that I am the one he used as an elevation scheme. Guys, my husband is still in prison. I am not responsible for him going to prison, and I don't feel bad about it. Call me whatever you want to call me, but I do not care. I got my revenge and I'm satisfied with it 100%. This is not my story, guys, but what are your thoughts? Please leave it in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.